Good evening. I'm Percy Worcestershire, and thank you for joining me on this episode of Uncle Pawpaw's Storytime. This episode we have a real treat as we get to explore John Still's pivotal work in the ABCs of woodworking. So grab yourself a sturdy chair, preferably something of the Maloof inspiration, and let's have a good look together.
A's for altruism furniture.
Hey ho, neighbor. Yo, what up, my man? Got a project if you're interested. Yeah, of course, shoot. Awesome. I'm looking for a large ornate armoire with 6 drawers, all solid wood, and all the normal stuff. Just granite, shelves, LEDs, Wi-Fi compatible. It's for a shindig that I'm having next weekend. Yeah, that's no problem at all. Thanks, buddy. Hey, I'll ask the wife to make brownies so we can call it even.
B's for broken tools.
When a tool breaks or you snap a bit, you'll go out of your way to find another method to get things done, rather than stop and pick up what you need right away. Let's not call it being lazy. Instead, how about not interrupting the flow state?
C is for comfort zone.
We don't have one. Progression as a woodworker means continually doing ill-advised, underprepared, and sketchy tasks with expensive and often irreplaceable materials. Navy SEALs and crab fishermen have balls, but freehanding an inlay into a piece of bubinga puts us close?
D is for dabblers.
Most hobbyists don't want to do the same thing over and over. Instead, we're consistent dabblers. Little metalwork to complement, some painting, some carving, some artwork, structural pieces, softwood, hardwood, Bollywood, exotic wood. As with life, shop time is better if you mix it up. The result of that is we never get to that 10,000 hours of expertise in any one thing, which leads to
E is for envy.
seeing other people's wood and epoxy bears and giant conference tables gives you a little confidence boost that you might make something close to that one day. And remember, we have no comfort zone.
F is for Bobo.
There's always a list of projects looming over you. Some can't come soon enough, others need to marinate while you build courage. And then there's intruders pushing the fun stuff further down the road. I'll take it though. Better than twiddling thumbs on the couch.
G is for geometric reality check.
Sometimes you need to figure out the side length of a heptagon after a 33-degree z-axis translation. SOHCAHTOA ain't gonna help you here.
H is for hindsight.
It kicks in after nearly every operation. Your brain's depiction of the future is often much different than reality.
I is for interchangeable.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, and sometimes the tool that's closest to you is the right tool.
J is for justify.
You bought a tool that's pretty expensive for what it is. The only thing to do then is seek out ways to use it as an irrational method of financial justification.
K is for kill.
Do you need glue on both sides? Do you need that much clamping force? Does that screw need to be hammered 18 times? And do you need to Bo Jackson every scrap piece 9 times before you throw it away?
L is for L1 through 5.
Most workbenches are 34 inches tall. Most workpieces are no more than 2 inches thick. So you're gonna lean over most of the time. And we'll resort to doing like this. So back pain is part of the game.
M is for mobility.
Excluding casters, mobility in woodworking is always bad. Pocket hole screws cause movement, clamps cause movement in the glue seam, but worst of all is cracking or joint separating due to wood movement.
In is for? Nope.
You line up a cut, get all prepared, but something just doesn't feel right. Sometimes you just gotta say nope.
O is for? One coat.
You're on the home stretch with a piece. The only thing left is finish. And then you read, recommended 3 coats, allow 24 hours between applications. Guess you gotta ask yourself, 3 days, 3 coats? 1 day, 1 coat, a little gritty to the touch.
P is for? Pivot.
You got all your lumber home from a project, but then realize something's off. That's not gonna be enough for 3 small drawers. You've gotta be able to pivot. 2 big drawers it is.
Q is for? Quality.
We hit the entire spread. Sometimes we'll spend a while looking for the most pleasing grain orientation or slight variations in color. Other times, we just need wood.
R is for? Runners.
A generic 1¼ screw will land right where you can see it. It's the specialized 3-count hardware that runs under the bench.
S is for? Splinters.
It comes with the territory, as we tend to handle a lot of wood. Not like that. Most of the time, they're no issue. Every once in a while, though, they're pretty radical. Just remember that no matter what, never show that you're in pain. Yes, I am good.
T is for? Time.
Non-woodworkers don't realize how long it takes to go from this board to this board. They look the same, huh? Yeah, well, this one's not been milled, and this one has. You don't realize how long it takes to make all the edges perpendicular and the faces coplanar. So that's why your cutting board takes a week to build. I'm sorry that I don't want you to sit on a crooked stool or set your drink down on a warped coffee table, you Woodworking takes time.
U is for? Unbound.
Once you have the ability to make wood any shape you want, the only limit is your imagination. You need to be able to make faces flat, cut it perpendicular or parallel, make curves, make things round, and create holes. Once you can do those things, you're 99% of the way there. A CNC or laser will get you that extra inhuman 1%.
V is for? Vindication.
As woodworkers, we make a lot of things, but there's only so much you can put into your house, so we tend to give a lot of gifts. And I think you're secretly lying if you say that you don't love that feeling where you make something for someone who couldn't even get close to making that on their own. Yes, it's good to give for the sake of giving, but there's part of it that's kinda, look what I can do. It's vindication for your training. As a guy who puts his woodworking on YouTube, there's definitely look what I can do. So, if you like my videos at all, and you think I've earned it, consider subscribing so I can bring you more of this stuff. There, uncomfortable, self-promotion complete. Let's go to W.
W is for? WTF.
Woodworking is more than just woodworking. Maybe not for you, but I like to stretch it a bit. Where we're going, we don't need guides.
I am your father.
Distressed wood. Everybody watch out for the David Blaine of woodworking.
We can do dovetails. No! kids.
God. Hanson's Ba-Da-Ba-Da. And from all of us here at Monday Night Woodworking, good night. X can only be for xylophone or X-ray, and no cop-outs in saying examine. So,
X is for X-ray.
woodworkers get to say that'll be covered up or no one will ever see that. That's because most of the parts we make are symmetrical, so you can flip them, providing a good opportunity to hide knots, cut our sanding obligations in half, and save some finish. Boom, X-ray connection made.
Y is for yellowing.
When you first start woodworking, the only finish you know is polyurethane. When you first start woodworking, you work with soft woods like pine. Polyurethane and pine make PP yellow. Epoxy is clear when you pour it, but a couple years later is PP. Delay this by adding 1 drop of blue to your clear epoxy. Work with more hardwoods instead of softwoods, and broaden your finish horizons.
Z is for zebra wood.
Zebra wood is just one of the more spectacular species available to us. Claro walnut, cocobolo, bubinga, my favorite, and even the more common species like maple can have exceptional figuring. We're fortunate in that the job is half done for us when creating furniture. So thank you, trees, for your service, and I hope you'll all join me in protest. What do we want? Stop staining. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Stop staining. Thank you for tuning in to Uncle Pawpaw's Storytime and supporting your local broadcast network. Good night.